Thank you, thank you. Correct. Applause and cheers are the appropriate response. Welcome, thank you.
Tonight we are at the Leicester Square Theatre and we're here for MAP's comedy event, Give It Up for Palestine. So we've got an amazing lineup tonight and it's no surprise that we're sold out for it. We've got Bill Bailey, Imran Yusuf, Jeremy Hardy, Alexei, Sayle, Shazia, Mirza and Sara, Pascoe as well. And I think we're going to have a great night, some really amazing acts.
Okay, look, I know how this works. I come out here, I say humanising stuff about my community, we all feel good about ourselves, right? That's the way it works. I've been doing it for 13 years. I come out on stage and go, hello, everybody. I'm one of the good ones. And some of you laugh, release a bit of tension out and go, oh, my God, yes, he is. We feel really safe. Well, some of you evidently do. The rest of you going, oh, no, I don't trust him. It could be an alibi. I don't know.
It'd be impossible to be racist in London. It would be exhausting, wouldn't it? Oh, God, all day trying to think up negative stereotypes for different... Oh, bloody everybody coming here with their everything. Oh, God, I hate us all.
I'm not going to stay here long. I'm being deported in 20 minutes. Because apparently, according to the man in the blue tracksuit coming out of Pound Stretcher last Tuesday, I have to go back to where I came from, which is Birmingham. But they voted out, so I'm f***ed, really. What's really good about tonight is that there are very different comedians on. There's men, there's women, but they all have a different comedic perspective on politics and social commentary and what's happening in Israel and Palestine. And so people will have had a really good laugh tonight, but they might remember. It's because sometimes you laugh at stuff and you never remember when you've left the room what you laughed at.
They're very, very belligerent news people now, I've noticed, because the news people, they're the sort of people who did very well at university and then never really made anything of their lives. So they're all quite angry, especially on the Today programme. I don't envy any politician who has to go on the Today programme on Radio 4 at 7 in the morning and be coherent. So, Minister, would you stamp on a puppy's face if it mitigated the effects of climate change? Well, I wouldn't see it in those binary terms. Just a simple question, yes or no. Would you stamp on a puppy's face? Well, of course, animal cruelty is abhorrent. So you were in favour of runaway climate change? No, of course, climate change is the worst threat facing humankind. So you're in favour of animal cruelty? Oh, leave me alone, I don't know. I just got up. I just want to and some shreddies.
Hello, Guardian readers. Yes, I recognise you all. I don't mind Guardian readers, but they can be a pain in the arse. Because they never really come to laugh. They come to learn. They sit there and go, yes, it's very interesting. But I think I'll laugh when I get home.
You're here to be informed as well as entertained. And those of you who are already fired up about Palestine, it's good to remind you, it's good to fire yourself up, because it's certainly after years of not going there, to go there again does fire you up again.
Yeah. This is the start of, Shuhada Street. Right. For Palestinians, no one like me are allowed to walk in the street.
Oh, so
I've been arrested.
You can't walk.
When I just tried with my Jewish colleague, and we were in a car, and we were arrested for a whole night.
If small Jewish communities of settlers will enter a very densely populated Palestinian area, eventually the result will be what we see here.
لأنها هي تجمعات سي ممنوع البنى فيها، ممنوع إنها هدم الخدمات. الخدمات ما في عندهم خدمات صفر، عشان هيك إحنا بنوصلهم في الخدمات العلاجية.
فيش إلا هاي العيادة هاي بتجي علينا إحنا، يعني إحنا العيشة راضيين فيها.
This checkpoint is a humanity crisis. We have a humanitarian crisis or disaster here.
I think nobody in the world would like to see people in Gaza or in Palestine suffering this way. And I think they have to say it very loudly, stop all of this.
Being out there with Jeremy, being out the West Bank was very sobering. It was very humbling. It was an incredible thing to see. It humbled me massively, and it also reminded me that I should probably never complain. And it made me realise that of all the places that I've travelled to in the world, that I live in the best country in the world. This is it now. People thought it was America, and maybe it was for a while, but it's not anymore. This is the best country in the world, and for this one reason, we don't have gun shops here. You can't buy guns here. You can't walk into a shop, buy a bunch of guns, and shoot up a school. You can't do it. You cannot do it, right? Because British people, we deal with our anxiety in the correct British way. You see something you don't like, you just look over there and go, And it's like your system, isn't it? It's dealt with. It's gone. He doesn't know what you said. People around you heard what you said, think you're a legend. Nobody's hurt. The great point of tonight was not only about showing this film and putting on a show, but to bring people together physically into the same room who want to help Palestinians, who care about the human rights of Palestinians. In the room tonight, you've had people from all kinds of different backgrounds and religious beliefs going, you know what, more important than all of our labels and what we think, you know, we're owed is the human rights of people who don't have any.
This is an urgent and pressing need, which in the kind of tumult of 24-hour news media can sometimes get lost and overlooked. And I think it's something which now, probably more than ever, is something which needs to be addressed.
I go to America a lot. Well, I did. And I mean, I do really well in America because they think I'm Mexican. No, really, I've never been offered so many cleaning jobs in my whole life. My mother, she wears the burqa, mainly because she doesn't want to be seen with my dad. I don't know what the big deal is. All the women in my family, they all wear the burqa, and it's great because they all use the same bus pass.
You know what, this formulation of religious profiling is going to haunt me wherever I go for the rest of my life, but I'm going to stand up to it, and I'm not going to accept it, and I'm not going to throw it on anybody else. I've got to be a shining example. And every time I've gone out to America, which is a fantastic country, even though it's under some crazy dictatorship at the moment, right? Every time I go out there, I get the same hassle. And I was fly out there to my cousin's wedding, and just before I got on the plane, you have to go through the little bendy tube. You know the bendy tube with all the HSBC adverts on it? That tries to convince you that capitalism is working equally for everybody around the planet at all times. Here's you having the time of your life on the credit card, and here's the village you've decimated. You know that one? Right? And just before I stepped on that, I get pulled aside by security staff going, "Excuse me, sir, you've been randomly selected for a search." Of course I have. I was livid at this point. I go, this isn't a random search. Call it what it is. This is racial profiling. This is all about the colour of my skin, the name that I got, the religion that I'm affiliated to. This is unethical, it's immoral, and you shouldn't do it. Shame on you. But when I got there, it turned out perfectly random. Just me and these three black guys. That's all it was. Which, to be honest, I was very happy about, because I found them very suspicious at the time. I really hope that, you know, Israelis and Palestinians can see how much love we have in our hearts over here for the Palestinian human rights cause, but also for Israelis to be able to live in peace as well. It's all about building bridges. There's peace for everybody.
There are so many people suffering, and sometimes, especially when you live in the Western world, in a privileged country, you don't know how to help them, and that's why supporting an organisation like MAP, whether that's from coming to a charity gig or talking about the organisation or sharing a website with people or tweeting about it, is so important, and so that they can actually, on the ground, help people.
Anyway, that's the end. That is the end. That's it. It's all over. I'm not doing any more. That's it. They think, oh, she's Asian. She loves doing overtime, loves working. That's... I find that very racist. But anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
It was absolutely fabulous. Yeah, it was really brilliant. Parts of it were very moving, and in terms of, you know, really understanding the situation that's happening in Palestine. But the other parts were so hilarious. I have to be honest. I had tears in my eyes. I was laughing so hard, and then sometimes tears in my eyes for the more serious bits.
The films were very powerful, very moving. And yet at the same time, the evening was extremely uplifting. The comedy was absolutely superb.
It was funny, it was interesting. The thing about all of this is it shouldn't be happening.
It's been an amazing night. We've had some really fantastic acts, and I think the audience have really enjoyed themselves. I really hope that also people are taking away what's actually quite a serious message. The reason we're here this year is the fact that people in Gaza are suffering under 10 years of blockade this year, and people across Palestine are suffering under 50 years of the occupation. This obviously has really affected their ability to get healthcare, their ability to move around their own territory. And it's incumbent on all of us this year to stand with them and say, we demand health and dignity for Palestinians.
We demand
health and dignity
for Palestinians.